What's up, everybody? Playmaker here with episode 2 to the Association Series with Charlotte Bobcats. Starting off here with the NBA draft. We got the 7th pick in the draft, but like I said earlier, I didn't make too many trades last season. I think I've made 4 trades so far, and this is when really the rebuilding is going to start. I'm really active in this draft, so it's going to be kind of hard to keep track of. I don't make too many cuts during the draft, so you're going to see all of the computer trades that they offer me and stuff like that. So I'll try to keep up with it, but it's kind of hard. And a second, see, I'm looking through the picks. I wanted to see, who had the picks. But see, right here, start off, I think Kid Gilchrist went first, so I knew my guy would be available at third after I heard that. So I went, and I'm going to trade Kemba Walker. I'm sorry, Kemba Walker fans. I'm trading Kemba Walker for the 3rd pick in the draft, the 10th pick in the 2nd round, and Dorell Wright. Dorell Wright, I thought, good swingman, athletic, can play defense, can shoot threes. Thought he'd be pretty solid. So Anthony Davis goes second. So very surprised that Kid Gilchrist went first, because I think he's about 3 or 4 overall points lower than Davis. But then again, Timberwolves do have a good front court center and power forward. So I'll choose my player right here, and it's going to end up being Thomas Robinson, the power forward from Kansas. Love his game, freak athlete, and he's just... I actually used him in an association. I had a few practice runs before, and I used him, and he is just ridiculous in the post. His spin in the post is unreal, and he's a beast in this game. So it's coming up on my 7th pick right here. So this is where I'm going to spend. I'm going to pick myself, Harrison Ilyasova, with the 7th pick in the draft. I think he's a 70 overall. He's not a superstar by any means. Obviously, he went 7th pick. Pass first, point guard, 6'2", 170 pounds. So he's going to be the point guard of the team. And here's the first trade someone offered me. I declined it. Did not want to trade Biyombo for sure. So any deals with Biyombo or Gerald Henderson, those are 2 of the guys on the original Bobcats team that I really wanted to keep, because it didn't seem like I was keeping too much. And it just keeps on going along here. And this draft class was actually the best draft class I could find online. There was only a few hiccups, like Anthony Davis, I think, is a power forward / small forward as opposed to a center. He's mostly a true center by most people's accounts. I think this is my 2nd round pick, 1st overall pick. I'm looking around. I don't exactly know who to pick. I could take Darius Miller from Kentucky. I could take John Jenkins, I think I saw there, from Vanderbilt, I think. Royce White from Iowa State, I believe. But I eventually settled on Hollis Thompson because from Georgetown, because he had a B+ potential. So I thought he could be a good, solid trade bait. And 76ers offered me a trade to trade my 1st round pick. I really didn't want to stay too much in this round, even though I had 2 picks in this round. So I'm going to look to trade that pick. So I'm going to package the 5th and the 10th pick, and I'm going to go back to Utah. Utah was my trading partner earlier in the season. So I'm going to trade with Utah for their 1st pick next year. And then you see what happens right here in a second. See, Utah offers me again those 2 exact picks for my 2nd pick next year in Byron Mullens. And I'm sitting there thinking about it, and essentially, I would have traded Byron Mullens and a 2013 2nd round pick for a 2013 1st round pick. So I feel like I win in those accounts. I mean, I'm not going to use Byron Mullens. I don't really care for his game too much, so I feel like I won pretty well in this draft, so I'm going to go ahead and accept that. So I'm back on the clock, even though I didn't really want to be, but, I mean, couldn't pass on that kind of deal. Looking around, I think I saw 2 Holloway from Xavier, Darius Johnson-Odom from Marquette, a couple of guys. Don't exactly know who to go with, but I end up with Darius Miller from Kentucky. I hadn't taken him in one of the practice, but I've seen him a few times around my pick. I never took him. So I went back to the trade finder, and I ended up going back to the Jazz again. And I swapped 2nd round picks, so I get their 2nd round pick next year. Got out of the 2nd round. And then here we go. Here's another deal. The Nuggets, I believe, offered me their 1st round pick next year and 2 2nd round picks for Miller and my 2nd round pick that year. So I ended up with another 1st round pick for next year. So I think I ended up with 3 1st round picks in 2013. And I don't think I ended up with, I think I only ended up with one of my second round picks that year out of the 3 I started with. But I'm going here to free agency, just looking around. Not too many great players outside of Chris Paul, and I don't really need him that much. So I'm looking around, just trying to get some swing men, if anything, for trade bait, see what I can do, maybe a potential starter. First guy I'm going to look at is J.R. Smith, just unconscious, you know, score, just puts points on the board from anyone on the court. Next guy is Terrence Williams. If you see my Kings Grizzlies video, I touched upon Terrence Williams and how ridiculous he is in this game. He can literally dunk on anyone. He's 25 years old. He's got good size for a small forward, can shoot the ball. Great athlete. Could be a good defender in the future. Next guy is Shannon Brown, former Laker. Productive off the bench guy. Another guy was Azubuike right there. Could be a 6-man threat. And then Ersan Ilyasova. And then this last one is Landry Fields. Ilyasova, great rebounder, good outside shooter, which I definitely need on this team. And then Landry Fields is a great defender. And there weren't really many small forwards, which I really needed. And I believe that Fields could kind of fill that role if need be. So all 5 of my guys, Browns, Fields, Ilyasova, Azubuike, and J.R. Smith, all accept their offers. So I'm going to sign all 5 of them. And if you remember, DJ Augustine had he was a restricted free agent, and he was going to sign for $5 million, but I decided to actually let his contract go away. So I wasn't going to sign Augustine. I instead signed Andrea Miller, who's obviously much older, but I signed him at $800K as opposed to $5 million. And I think Andrea Miller helps the team more with his post game. So I signed Andrea Miller, my backup point guard. And then going to go into training camp here. We only got 60 points, didn't get too much. I think I only got points for the rookie team and stuff like that. But I'm going to send Thomas Robinson to the big man offense, and then big man defense is going to be for Bismack Biyombo. And that's going to conclude the training camp. That's all the points I really had. Biyombo really coming into his own on defense. Great. He's going to develop into a very good defensive low post guy. But we're going to go into some trades here. And we have so many wings, so I had to start trading them. I didn't have a center. I honestly could not find a center to, you know, that would fit. So I ended up packaging Ersan Ilyasova and then Hollis Thompson for Bargnani, Andrea Bargnani, because I know he can play center a little bit. And at first, they counter with Azubuike, and I didn't really want to trade Azubuike, but I believe I sat there and thought about it for a minute, and I came to the realization there are plenty of guys that I can find that can fill the role of Azubuike, because I was going to keep Henderson. So Azubuike is going to be my third-string shooting guard. So I can find another third-string shooting guard to shoot the ball. But right here, I'm going to go into free agency and sign a few guys because I was running low on players. I signed, this was after the initial free agency period. So I signed Boris Diaw, who can play the 4 and the 5, good shooter. You guys saw him in the playoffs, obviously. And then I signed Mickael Pietrus, who can play the 2 and 3, good defender. He can be my third-string small forward. And then right here, I'm looking for initially, I really wanted a small forward, and I couldn't really find one. Packaging Landry Fields, Dorell Wright, and Shannon Brown. So I looked to get Kevin Martin right here, who's one of my favorite players. And I'm going to trade Landry Fields and Robert Sacre, who I drafted in the 2nd round. I think he was off camera. But I trade that for Kevin Martin. So now, instead of trading Landry Fields, I can trade J.R. Smith, Shannon Brown, and Dorell Wright. So I package those 3 now for Andre Iguodala. Why not? I can get Iguodala is not the hardest guy to get, but package a couple of I think I took a couple of first-round picks from them, and they took one of mine. Well, they gave me a first and a second. I gave them a first, and then I got Iguodala, and there's pretty much there's my team now. I mean, I got Ahmad Zion Miller at the point. At the 2 guard, I got J.R. Smith and Gerald Henderson. I'm sorry, Kevin Martin and Gerald Henderson. At the 3, I got Iguodala and Honeycutt and Pietrus. And then at the 4, I got Biyombo and Robinson, and at the 5, Bargnani and Diaw. And then just one more signing to get the 3rd-string shooting guard cheered up. I got another UCLA guy to pair up with Honeycutt, Malcolm Lee, good athlete, good defender. And just circling through the rotations right here, showing you guys how I'm distributing the minutes as of right now. I think I ended up giving Diaw a little bit more minutes, kind of going with the 10-man rotation. With a team not that stacked as the Bobcats, you kind of got to go deep. But I'm going to start off next season this upcoming season against the Mavericks. So stay tuned for that video. that should be out shortly. Thanks for watching.